Have you ever felt like you totally get English when you're reading something or listening to a conversation,
hmm
but the second you try to actually speak it, everything just
Oh,
vanishes?
yeah, that frustrating moment.
Where your mind goes blank, you freeze up, and the words just like won't come out.
It's a phenomenon so many English learners experience. It's like you have the vocabulary, maybe you even know the grammar rules,
Yeah.
but there's this invisible wall that just goes up when you need to perform, when you need to simply talk.
Exactly. That feeling of being stuck, of that hesitation creeping in, well, it can seriously erode your confidence over time.
It really can.
So, we've been given a fantastic stack of material for this deep dive, specifically some excerpts from a source called Speaking Fluent English Without Fear. And it dives right into this exact challenge, offering a completely different perspective.
Yes, this material cuts right to the chase. It's packed with insights focused on dismantling that internal barrier. Its central argument is that the bottleneck isn't usually how much English you know,
But
and surprisingly, how you feel about using it.
okay. So our mission today is to dig into these sources, pull out the most powerful nuggets, and explore how these ideas can genuinely help you break free from that hesitation
Mm.
and start speaking English with confidence using methods that feel, surprisingly natural.
Let's start where the material does,
Hmm.
by really unpacking what it identifies as the core problem holding people back.
Hmm.
It's quite direct.
Okay.
The biggest reason most learners don't reach speaking fluency isn't about their English level,
Yeah.
it's about fear.
Fear. Right. Fear of being wrong, fear of sounding silly.
The absolute dread of being judged for mistakes. Yeah.
The sources make a compelling case that this is why you can understand complex articles or movies, but still freeze up when someone asks you a simple question in English.
It's that gap, isn't it, between comprehension and production. The knowledge is there, stored away.
Yeah.
But the fear creates a blockage. It prevents you from accessing it quickly and naturally in a live conversation. And the material really emphasizes the deep frustration and the confidence hit that comes with that experience.
So if fear is the main culprit, the material suggests we need to start by letting go of what might have created that fear in the first place.
Exactly. Letting go of the old ways of thinking about learning English.
Which means,
Absolutely. It says it's time to discard those endless, often boring grammar drills as your primary focus.
okay,
Forget the crippling fear of making mistakes that's actually harmful, according to the source.
right.
And crucially, let go of chasing perfect, mistake-free English from day one.
That feels almost counterintuitive, doesn't it? Like, aren't we taught that grammar and accuracy are paramount?
We often are. But the sources propose a different model entirely, one that feels much more organic.
Okay, how so?
It's just we should look to the most successful language learners on the planet.
Babies.
Right. How did you learn your first language? You didn't sit down with a grammar book, did you?
Definitely not.
You learned by being immersed, by watching, listening, trying things out, messing up,
Constantly messing up.
and trying again hundreds and thousands of times.
Right. And the material argues that's the approach we need to cultivate now. You don't just need to study English as an academic subject.
Right.
You need to live English. You need to integrate it into your daily existence, make it a constant presence.
Okay, so if that's the big picture shift, moving from studying to living, how do you actually start implementing it?
Good question.
The first step, which the source calls the most powerful, is fundamentally changing your mindset.
This is where it gets really interesting and probably hits close to home for many. The material makes a point that if you constantly tell yourself English is hard, your brain will treat it like a difficult problem to solve and you'll find it hard.
But if you genuinely believe English is easy, or at least manageable,
Yeah.
your brain approaches it differently. Things begin to click faster.
Yeah.
It's like self-fulfilling prophecy almost.
It uses that analogy of a baby learning to walk. Right?
Exactly. It's perfect. They fall down constantly,
Mm-hmm.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't see that as failure. They don't think, oh, walking is too hard. I'm just not good at this.
They just get back up.
They just get back up and try again because their belief is simple.
Mhm.
I can walk. Mistakes, in this view, aren't failures. They are fuel. They're just part of the process.
Okay, so a practical tip from the source is to start actively, consciously telling yourself things like,
Like affirmations.
yeah, English is easy. I can speak English. I'm learning every day. Things like that.
And changing your internal dialogue is massive. So instead of the automatic thought, my English is bad, or, ugh, I made another mistake.
Which is so easy to fall into.
Right. The material suggests shifting to, I'm learning, I'm improving, I'm on my way.
Mm.
It emphasizes that this seemingly small internal adjustment, it's a massive step. It rewires your brain's association with English from fear to capability.
Okay, that makes sense. So mindset first. Then step 2 from the source is about building that English world around you. And the good news is you absolutely do not need to pack your bags and move to London or New York to do this.
Right. It's about creating immersion wherever you are. A super simple, actionable tip is changing the language on your phone to English.
Oh yeah, I've heard that one.
It's constant low-pressure exposure. It gets your brain recognizing vocabulary without you even consciously trying, you know?
Then the sources suggest taking that a big step further. Start thinking in English.
Ah, the big one.
This is key, isn't it? Because that act of translating from your native language in your head, that's what causes that hesitation, that delay.
Exactly. It slows you down immensely. So the advice is to start small. When you first wake up, just think simple things in English.
Like what?
I'm brushing my teeth, I'm making breakfast, it's a sunny day outside, just narrating your actions internally.
Okay.
The material admits it feels strange initially, maybe a bit forced, like you're talking to yourself internally,
Yeah, a little weird.
but it says it quickly becomes a natural habit.
And speaking of talking to yourself, the source calls out talking to yourself out loud every day as a crucial technique.
Yes. Stand in front of a mirror and just have a simple conversation.
With yourself.
With yourself. Literally say, "Hi, how are you today?" And respond, "I'm good, thanks. Bit tired, whatever."
Yeah.
The huge benefit here is zero pressure. Nobody's judging you. You can practice forming sentences, saying words out loud, getting comfortable hearing your own voice speaking English.
Which can be strange at first.
It can, but the material says this is one of the fastest routes to fluency. Builds confidence quietly.
Another clever low-tech tip mentioned is using sticky notes.
Oh yeah, the sticky notes. Label items around your house. Write the English names on them. Mirror, door, chair, book. Stick them on the actual objects.
And then what? Just look at them.
And when you see them, consciously say the word. Even turn it into a simple sentence. This is a book. Or the book is on the table.
Ah, okay.
It continuously reinforces vocabulary and association in a very visual and active way. Gets your brain used to seeing the word and the thing together.
Okay, that covers mindset and creating an English environment. Step 3 tackles what is perhaps the biggest source of anxiety for many, grammar fear.
Oh, absolutely. The grammar monster.
We're often so focused on getting the grammar perfect that we don't dare speak until we think we're ready.
Which is often never.
Exactly. The material argues that obsessing over grammar rules up front is counterproductive.
If you wait for perfect grammar, you will indeed be waiting a very, very long time. Maybe forever.
So the core message here, according to the source, is bold but essential. Speak now, fix later.
Speak now, fix later. It brings it back to how children learn, doesn't it?
How so?
They use broken sentences, they mix tenses, they make mistakes constantly, but their grammar improves naturally.
Right.
Not because they're studying verb conjugation tables at age 3,
Uh-huh.
but because they are using the language to communicate every single day. Function over form, initially.
So the focus shifts from mastering complex rules before speaking to simply forming full, simple sentences that you can actually use to get your message across clearly in real-life situations.
Yes, exactly. Examples given are basic but functional. I am eating. She is going to the market. They are playing.
Okay.
The victory, as defined by the source, is clear communication, not grammatical perfection. Get your point across first. Refine later.
And the material really hammers home that you learn by using English constantly in your daily life.
Yes, your average day from waking up to going to bed is packed with opportunities. You just need to see them.
It provides a framework for integrating English throughout the day, starting with that morning talk we mentioned.
Right. Literally narrate your morning routine out loud, even if it's just to yourself. Good morning. I'm waking up. I need to brush my teeth now.
Okay. And then moving to the kitchen.
I'm making coffee. This coffee is hot. The source says this simple act, even when alone, makes the language feel more natural and accessible for speaking. It warms up your speaking muscles.
It also encourages practicing simple, predictable conversations you might have.
Rehearse asking your family, "What's for breakfast?" Or saying thank you. Simple things.
And then taking it outside, the material suggests using the world as your practice ground.
Yeah, get out there. If you're going to the market, think through or even lightly rehearse simple interactions. I need to buy some fruit. How much is this?
Okay.
The source provides examples of dialogue for buying vegetables, asking prices, paying. Rehearsing these kinds of short functional exchanges, it says, significantly reduces anxiety when you encounter them for real.
That makes sense, like a mental walkthrough.
Exactly.
Meeting friends, going to a cafe.
Perfect low-stakes opportunities.
Yeah.
Practice saying hello, asking how they are, ordering your drink. Hi, how you doing? Can I get a coffee, please?
Right.
The sources emphasize that these short, real conversations build confidence incredibly fast. Little wins.
And the practice shouldn't stop at the end of the day.
No way. The material recommends continuing in the evening, perhaps talking about your day with family in simple English sentences, or continuing that internal or external monologue before bed. Today was busy. Tomorrow will be better. I'm tired now.
This consistent daily integration, that's what begins to rewire your brain, right?
That's the idea. Making English feel less like a foreign subject and more like a natural part of your existence.
Now, the source points to a technique that it calls a real game changer. It highlights it as a big tip.
Ah, yes, the listen and repeat technique.
This isn't just about understanding, is it?
No, not passive listening. It's about active physical and mental practice. When you hear any English from a podcast, a movie, a conversation,
Yeah.
you don't just process it, you must repeat it out loud.
Out loud.
Copy the pronunciation, the rhythm, the intonation, how the words connect together, like mimicry.
So if you hear a sentence like, I'm going to the store later.
The source recommends pausing whatever you're listening to and repeating that exact sentence. I'm going to the store later.
And do it multiple times?
Yes, it suggests 3 times, trying to match the original sound as closely as possible each time. The sources are quite firm on this. They say it's incredibly powerful for training your mouth and your mind. It helps you sound more natural and builds confidence almost subconsciously because you're physically practicing the act of speaking fluent English. You're making the sounds.
Okay, that's a really practical one. And this naturally leads us back to addressing why speaking feels so scary for so many people.
Yeah, the root causes again.
And the specific ways the material suggests combating those fears head on.
It lists the common culprits we've touched on. That fear of making mistakes.
Check.
Worrying obsessively about pronunciation.
Yep.
Simply not practicing speaking enough.
Guilty sometimes.
And getting stuck in that translation loop in your head.
Right.
And it firmly reiterates the antidotes. Mistakes aren't signs of failure. They are evidence you are trying and learning. Think progress, not perfection.
Okay.
Pronunciation is something that improves with practice, not before it. You can't wait for perfect pronunciation to start speaking. And you have control over your fear by choosing to speak despite it. The message is clear. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be brave enough to start speaking.
For those specific pronunciation worries, though, the source offers targeted techniques.
It does. First, copy like a pro. It builds on the listen and repeat idea.
How?
Find short English audio or video. Just a sentence or 2 is enough. Listen intently to that one sentence, focusing on the music of it, the rhythm, tone, how words link.
Okay.
Then copy it exactly. Repeat this specific sentence multiple times daily. It's about mimicking the sound and flow, not just saying the words.
Got it. What else?
Second, slow down to level up.
Slow down. Don't people want to speak fast?
They often think they do, but trying to speak English quickly before you're ready often makes you harder to understand and increases anxiety.
Ah.
The source says speaking slowly and clearly, enunciating each word properly, is far more effective. It also sounds more confident than rushing and stumbling.
Okay. Slow and clear beats fast and messy.
Precisely. Third, record yourself.
Ooh, scary.
It can feel that way. But use your phone's voice recorder. Speak a sentence, record it, then listen back. Compare it to how a native speaker sounds saying similar phrases.
And then?
Try recording it again, adjusting based on what you heard. The sources highlight this feedback loop as a transformative way to quickly improve how you actually sound. You become your own coach.
That's powerful. Okay, to really crush shyness and fear, the material offers a few more direct strategies, building on what we've discussed.
Yeah, reinforcing the core ideas. Let go of perfection again. It comes back to this foundational idea.
It seems central.
It is. Mistakes happen to everyone, including native speakers. We misspeak, use the wrong word sometimes. The only guaranteed way to avoid speaking mistakes is to avoid speaking altogether.
Which defeats the whole purpose.
Exactly.
Hmm.
See mistakes as stepping stones, proof you're trying.
Okay. Next.
Speak every single day. This is presented as non-negotiable.
Every day.
Every single day, whether it's talking to yourself, a friend, the mirror, your pet. Dedicate at least 15 minutes daily to speaking. Fluency, the source argues, is a habit built through consistent action, like exercise.
Makes sense.
What else?
Use the 3-second rule.
The 3-second rule.
Yeah. When someone asks you a question in English, or you need to say something, give yourself just 3 seconds to think of the answer or the first few words, and then just start speaking.
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink. Don't wait until you have the perfect sentence fully formed in your head, because that moment might never come, or the conversation moves on.
Right. Like if someone asks, what did you do yesterday?
Exactly. Don't spend minutes planning your detailed answer. After 3 seconds, just start yesterday. I went at the park. Get the ball rolling. Aim for real communication, not perfection.
Okay, 3 seconds, then go. I like that.
Yeah.
And finally,
Practice real conversations. This means actively seeking out opportunities to use English in authentic context. Live English, don't just study it.
so ordering food. Yes. Asking for directions, chatting online with someone, talking to your pet in English, it all counts.
Even talking to your dog.
Sure. The point is to just talk. Interact in English whenever you can, no matter how small the interaction seems. It all adds up.
Okay. All these techniques, when put together, they contribute to what the source identifies as the single most important skill separating struggling learners from fluent speakers.
Which is?
Thinking in English.
Ah, yes. The ultimate goal, in a way.
This makes complete sense, doesn't it? If you're constantly building sentences in your native language and then translating them word for word.
You'll always have that frustrating delay, that awkward phrasing sometimes.
Yeah, your brain needs to bypass the translation step altogether.
Absolutely. And the source provides a clear, step-by-step progression for training your brain to do just that. Think directly in English.
Okay, let's hear it.
Step 1. Start simple, with words. Just name the things you see around you in English. Pillow, window, dog, computer lamp. No sentences, just the word. Connect the English word directly to the object or concept.
Got it. Step 2.
Step 2. Move to simple sentences. Now, consciously form basic sentences in your mind about what you are doing or seeing without translating first. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm eating rice.
Yeah.
That car is red. Direct thought to simple English sentence.
Okay, building up.
Step 3. Talk to yourself. Again, we keep coming back to this, but it's key. Dedicate 5-10 minutes daily to having full conversations with yourself about anything your day, what you're doing right now, your plans.
Narrating your life.
Kind of. Okay, I'm picking out clothes for work. This shirt or that one. I see a little girl playing outside. I wonder what she's doing. This is where you actively rewire your brain to form longer thoughts and sentences without that translation pause.
Right. And step 4.
Step 4. Listen. A lot. This feeds your brain the natural patterns, the rhythm, the vocabulary of the language.
So watch movies.
Watch movies, maybe with English subtitles initially, then maybe without. Listen to podcasts, read simple articles. Just immerse your ears and eyes in English constantly.
But there's a catch, right?
The crucial point here, as the source reiterates, is that listening builds your understanding, your comprehension. But it is speaking that builds your fluency. You need both. Listening provides the input. Speaking is the necessary output practice. You can't become fluent just by listening.
Got it. Input and output. Both vital. Now, one common hurdle that throws learners off is forgetting a word right in the middle of speaking.
Oh yeah, the mind blank on vocabulary. Happens to everyone.
What do the sources say about that?
Don't freeze. Don't just stop talking or give up. The material advises you to simply find another way to say what you mean. Circumlocution. Talk around it.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Let's say you're trying to say, I lost my keys, but the word lost just won't come to you. You blank on it.
Okay.
Instead of stopping, you could say, I don't have my keys. I can't find them. Or my keys, I don't know where they are.
So describe the situation instead.
Exactly. The goal is communication, getting your idea across, not necessarily using that one perfect word every single time. Be flexible.
That's really helpful advice. Okay, so the source wraps up these practical techniques by suggesting a simple, manageable daily routine structure.
Yeah, it pulls it all together into a kind of daily plan.
What does that look like?
In the morning, name everything you see in English. Just words. Quick practice.
Okay.
Afternoon, build short, simple sentences in your mind about what you're doing or seeing. Evening, dedicate about 20 minutes to actively watching or listening to English content. Movies, podcasts, whatever.
Right.
Night. Before bed, spend 5-10 minutes talking to yourself in English. Narrate your day, your thoughts.
Wow, that sounds doable.
It's designed to be. The promise from the sources is that by consistently implementing this kind of structure, even for just a few weeks, you will notice a significant reduction in hesitation and delay.
And your brain will naturally begin to think more in English.
That's the goal, yes. Becomes more automatic.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, the overarching message from these sources feels incredibly, well, liberating, actually. How so? That English isn't inherently difficult, maybe, and speaking fluency isn't some unattainable goal reserved for a gifted few.
Right.
The real barriers are often internal, that fear and hesitation we talk so much about, and the material provides a powerful toolkit to overcome them.
And the potential benefits are huge, aren't they? From opening up new job opportunities,
Yeah.
connecting more deeply with people globally.
To just a massive boost in personal confidence, that alone is huge. And the ultimate key takeaway, echoed throughout the material, is simple but profound. Don't quit. Keep going.
Consistency.
Your consistent effort matters infinitely more than the mistakes you make along the way. Mistakes are part of it.
The material really suggests that by adopting these practices, you're not just engaging in academic study of English.
Right.
You are actively beginning to live it.
Leave English. That's a powerful idea.
Yeah.
So the final thought to leave you with is, what does that perspective shift feel like for you? And thinking about your own day, how can you start embracing that idea, truly living English, beginning right now?